The Senate Judiciary Committee is now delaying a vote on whether to subpoena Jack Dorsey, CEO of Twitter, to testify about allegations of anti-conservative bias after Twitter blocked users from sharing that New York Post story on Hunter Biden. The panel will now take that up this Thursday. Let's bring in Louisiana Senator John Kennedy, a member of the Judiciary Committee. Senator, good morning to you. We all have a lot of questions. What questions do you have? First, when it pertains to Twitter and their censorship of such stories, and the story itself.
Well, the people, Sandra, who run Twitter and other social media platforms are extremely liberal. Now, that's their right. If they want to hum the Cuban national anthem in the shower, that's none of my business. This is America. But when they act on those political beliefs, and in doing so act like the Taliban, play favorites and censor one side, that raises a whole host of legal and ethical issues. The story about Mr. Hunter Biden appeared in the New York Post. The New York Post is a reputable news organization. It's subject to the libel laws of America. It has stated that it has verified the emails. The Biden campaign has not denied that those are Hunter Biden's emails. So the obvious question is, why did Twitter censor the New York Post story? And we need to find out. I'm disappointed that the hearing to subpoena the folks from Twitter and Facebook was postponed. I'm labor, not management. I suppose the big guns decided to postpone it, but I'm ready.
When it comes to the story itself, you're making the point that Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, they could come out themselves and say this isn't true. They could simply say that was not Hunter Biden's laptop, that he didn't drop it off at that repair shop. They could deny the key elements of this story, Senator. So why isn't Joe Biden coming out and saying that? I mean, we're 2 weeks out from Election Day. This could have an impact or sway voters' minds. So why not come out and deny it if it is not true?
Well, you're right. The Biden campaign has not denied any of this. And of course, you can't find Mr. Hunter Biden with a search party. Also, don't ignore the fact that the New York Post is subject to the libel laws of the country, unlike social media platforms. If they get this wrong, they can be sued. And I think it's telling that the Biden campaign has not sued them. And look, in my opinion, every reputable journalist in America should be investigating this story, investigating the veracity of the emails, asking the vice president and his son the hard questions. Just as they do with President Trump. That's what a fair and balanced media is supposed to do. We're talking about the presidency of the United States of America here.
Well, as you know, Senator, 50 former intel officials have come out and said that they believe this story looks like a Russian intel operation. Emails purportedly belonging to Vice President Biden's son, Hunter, much of related to his serving on the board of the Ukrainian gas company Burisma, has all the classic earmarks of a Russian information operation. Such an operation would be consistent with Russian objectives and as outlined publicly and recently by the intel community to create political chaos in the United States. You heard the president reacting to that earlier, really taking on Adam Schiff and others. And after we heard this from Congressman Ratcliffe, listen.
It's funny that some of the people that complain the most about intelligence being politicized are the ones politicizing intelligence. And unfortunately, in this case, it is Adam Schiff, as you pointed out on Friday, said that the intelligence community believes that Hunter Biden's laptop and the emails on it are part of some Russian disinformation campaign. Let me be clear. The intelligence community doesn't believe that because there's no intelligence that supports that.
Obviously, Director of National Intelligence now, out of habit, referenced him as Congressman Ratcliffe. But Senator Kennedy, what about that? I mean, what are we supposed to take away from this when you've got such conflicting stories coming out? Shouldn't what we just heard from the Director of National Intelligence put that to rest?
Well, first, with respect to Chairman Schiff, I think it's pretty well documented that Chairman Schiff has a very casual relationship with the truth. I mean, he went in front of every camera that he could and said that the Trump administration had colluded with the Russians, and then in private testified under oath that he had no evidence. In terms of the assertions that, well, this is all Russian disinformation, you can't just say that. You have to provide your proof. And again, this is my point. I don't know whether it's Russian disinformation or not. I know the New York Post ran the story. They've got good lawyers. They said they verified the emails, and nobody in the Biden campaign has called them a liar. I think that's pretty telling. But I don't understand why every reputable news organization in the world is not pursuing this, not trying to determine whether it's Russian disinformation, or in fact whether the vice president and his son colluded in a way that was inconsistent with the foreign policy in America. Those are relevant issues, and I don't know why a free and fair press is not pursuing them, but they're not. And I certainly don't know why Twitter is Talibaning this whole issue and refusing to allow the story to run on its social media platform.
Right. We will see what Congress is able to get done as far as getting them in front of the American people to answer tough questions. Senator, as always, thank you.
Thank you.
Trace.